Let's talk about E3.
Okay. Are we started?
Oh, I'm gonna throw you out the frickin' window. I swear to God.
So who do you think's gonna be like the big discussion after E3?
It better be Nintendo, or I'm giving up on that entire company.
I think it will be Nintendo. I think it kind of goes without saying that it will be because of what they showed last year with the Wii U. But I don't think that Sony and Microsoft are really going to bring a whole lot. I mean, there'll be like Halo 4, and maybe there'll be more like GTA 5, but they're not going to debut any sort of a new system. Not yet, at least. Probably not till next year's E3.
Why wasn't the Wii U released this past year? Does anyone know?
No, it's nowhere near done. They just have like the bare bones basics of it like figured out. Like they
didn't even have like they didn't have a prototype ready at last E3.
I don't know what they showed at last E3. I can't even remember anymore.
Oh,
I know I watched the videos of but I don't know what they showed to the audience. I don't think they showed the controller to the Wii U actually to the audience, but now you can see the controllers, like what the prototype looks like for it at least.
Yeah, if you look at,
I think the controller looks like one of the old school Game Boy Advances actually.
it's fucking huge though. Like you can fist both of it. You can have like two fist like handrails on either side of the Wii U remote. It was in one of the issues of Game Informer. I remember reading about it and going, and I thought the Wii U was like an addition to the Wii when I first read it. But now that you guys are talking about it, I realized that it's a completely different system. Like I thought the Wii U was like just another accessory for the Wii or for the Wii HD.
Yeah, that sounds about right. That's what I thought at first too. But they're doing a lot with it, and I'm gonna jump on the bandwagon of Nintendo again pretty soon. I think because I want to be involved with virtual reality when that comes to be. Although that might not be for like a decade or so still. But when it happens, I want to be on the winning team. That's
baby steps.
I'm looking forward to seeing the graphics of this thing though, because apparently it's going to be like really powerful.
Well, it's going to be able to compete with what Sony and Microsoft have, that's for sure. And it's going to have more mature content on it than what the Wii had.
Well, I don't know. One of their opening titles is going to be Pikmin 3, which I am excited for. I'm really looking forward to seing that.
Well, I mean, who doesn't like Pikmin, though? If Nintendo didn't keep around, like, all the good games like Mario, Zelda, even Pikmin now, I mean, they'd be losing out on money, for one, and for two, they'd be losing out on fans. So, I mean, at least they're bringing back, the harder, mature games as opposed to all the family-oriented. I mean, not to say that they didn't do well in the marketing area, but, like, as a hardcore gamer perspective, Nintendo is not the system to choose from at the moment.
Well, yeah, but think about the fact that exclusivity is something that really doesn't exist anymore. Like PS3 and Halo still belongs to Microsoft. What does PlayStation have other than like Uncharted? Do they have anything anymore? I don't think they do. They don't have Final Fantasy anymore.
Mm-mm.
So. But the thing is that those two companies, they don't want to go back to like the childish kind of games that Nintendo has. So that works in Nintendo's favor because they're probably the only people that are going to have the Pikmin titles, the more family-friendly oriented kind of titles, which gives them a step up in the long run. So
I don't know. Sony has a Little Big Planet.
I was about to say that. They do have Little Big Planet, and that...
Yeah, Little Big Planet, but that's something. Just very, very little something.
It's a very open something.
Yeah, it's pretty versatile in the way you can use it, too. I mean, what about, like, all the old arcade games? I mean, what about, the whole Xbox Arcade that's on the 360? They have a plethora of games on there that's family-oriented. Like, Geometry Wars, just an example. Or, like, Trials Evolution came out a couple months ago.
Yeah, that's an awesome
Let's
game, by the
not
way.
forget they just added Minecraft to the Xbox 360.
I mean, so I wouldn't put Microsoft out of there as, like, a family... or at least a younger audience for a system. Sony definitely is probably out of the run. When it comes to, like, the weakest of the less mature games, Sony is definitely up there with all the hardcore gamers. Which is fine by me. I want flipping hardcore games. I'm allowed to tell you. I mean, I'd like to play Pikmin, but it's not on my to-get list. It's not on my Christmas list.
Oh, it's on my to-get list, because I've kind of promised I was going to do a Let's Play of it already, but... other than that, I've been waiting for Pikmin 3 for so long.
There are so many awesome indie games, actually, that are on the PlayStation Network and Xbox Arcade.
Yeah.
That really don't get the attention that they deserve. that hopefully we'll see more indie companies be able to get that financial backing that they need to be able to make more creative titles rather than getting, I don't know, maybe it's just me, but I feel like it's so rare that a title comes out that's really worth having. It's just like everything's pretty mediocre when it comes down to it. It's fun. Hell, it might be fun for the entire first playthrough, but then chances are it seems like you're not going to come back to that game. And I'm not going to throw down $60 for that.
Well, okay, when you say throw down like $60, whenever you pay for a game, are you looking at like the amount of hours you can get out of it, or just the experience? Like, what if you play a game that only has like one really good experience? Would you? I mean, I guess then you could just wait. I mean, but like, what if you like had a hype about it? Like Dead Space 2 was a great game, but first time through was amazing. I'm not sad I paid $60 for it, and I'm not sad I traded it back in for Dark Souls.
I mean, I don't know. When I think about games that I really want, I think about the experience more than anything. Like Diablo 3 came out. I said that they have repackaged pretty much Diablo 2, and I would have probably bought it just because I love that series so much. Same with Elder Scrolls. I mean, hell, Oblivion or Skyrim could have been the same as Oblivion, and I would have still loved it, to be honest with you. And they made minor tweaks to both, and they're fairly minor when it comes down to it on both games, but they really just like polished it so nicely, and I love both those games. Those are the only two games I can think of that were really worth buying in the past, like,
decade?
I guess, like, no, but it's like, probably like 8 months now, because Skyrim came out on November 11th, so yeah, probably like about 8 months, in my opinion.
I think what you want to look for in a game is not only the experience, but also the replayability, and still be able to have a fun experience playing through it again, maybe trying to find extra stuff as you go through it, maybe try and find different ways to play it, put little challenges in it or something.
Achievements.
No, not achievements. No, not achievements.
That's the way they get people to replay games, though. Achievements.
I go with my own personal challenges, like Final Fantasy VI. Go with like a natural magic run or something. It's the same thing, but you have to rethink the way you played the game.
I had thought when achievements first came out for this current generation of systems that when the first time I saw someone unlock an achievement, it said like achievement unlocked, and then it gives you like a certain number afterwards. And I was like, oh, what's that number? And I thought at first that it was like small amounts of Microsoft points or whatever the hell the equivalent is for a PlayStation. I thought it was the equivalent of that, and I thought that would be really cool. Now, that would be a real way to get people to want to seek out those really hard achievements, is give them, I'm not saying a lot of, like, Microsoft points or PlayStation, whatever they are, toonies, maybe. Just give them a small little, not even $1, a few cents or something like that whenever they get an achievement.
At least have some sort of redeemability for the points that you gather. I thought
just some really good reason to seek out those achievements.
I thought you could redeem your gamer score for like a T-shirt or something, just like how GameStop has all the power points.
Well,
I thought it was just a number and saying, "Hey, look, mine's bigger."
Yeah,
that's pretty much how it is. Like,
giant e-peen waving contest.
Yeah. Yay!
It's pretty much what it comes down to. Because sometimes you get achievements for the most ridiculous stuff. You get achievements for just putting a game into the system sometimes.
What?
It's like, yay!
What
you
game?
have managed to open and close the disc tray.
What?
Congratulations!
You need to name that game for me. 'Cause
I can't name a game off the top of my head. I know there are some, though. I guarantee you there are some. People, leave them in the comments. I know that you know what they are. I'm an old school gamer, so I only know what I see and what I hear on the street.
I think there's one for where, like, you first create your gamer tag for Xbox Live that, like, you get one for turning on the system.
Really?
Some gamers are so bad, though, that they need that to make them feel like they're actually good at a game, though.
Oh my god, I can turn on the Xbox. What a bunch of malarkey.
So rather than start you off at 0, it's like, here, you can start with, like, 30.
Woo! Don't have Star Zero. Yay!
I know, a lot of the achievements in games are like, you completed chapter 1, like there's like the mundane achievements. But I know like some achievements in games are like, you gotta kill 10,000, people. Or,
yeah.
What was it? Kill 1,000 Darkspawn, Genrai?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes,
And
it was kill 1,000 Darkspawn. And you had to do it in a single playthrough, not one of those just kill 1,000 Darkspawn in total.
yeah, some achievements are actually like worth trying to get, because they're actually worth some good points, like trophies and the PlayStation Network. I love doing that now. Like, I didn't like it to begin with, but, like, I don't know, I've never platinumed gotten 100% of the trophy of any game, and I've always wanted to do that. And
That's because everything I've noticed is there's always that like one trophy that's really, really difficult, or they put in trophies for download content that you have to pay
It's
for.
really, really difficult.
okay, the DLC trophies, that's a bunch of BS. I can't believe they do that. Because then you can't 100% the game unless you buy the DLC. It's like they're making you
DLC is just ridiculous to begin with. I can't believe how much companies just abuse the hell out of that. Like day one DLC is a complete kick in the ass. I remember they just had that for Dragon's Dogma, which just came out last week. Freaking Tekken versus Street Fighter, Tekken Cross Street Fighter, where the DLC was already on the disc that you bought. You just had to get a code to unlock it or something ridiculous like that. It's just completely going overboard. I pay $60. I want the whole game.
Yeah.
I want part of the game, the whole damn thing. All right.
Yeah. There's also you could wait 3-4 months after a game's release, and they'll put out the next run of the game that they ship to stores will have a part of the new DLC on it as for free. So it's why would I pay $12 for this DLC that I could just wait 4 months, buy the game then, and then get it for nothing.
That's actually why I just now got Fallout 3, because I got the whole game for $5.
All the DLC, too?
Yep, everything.
I did the same thing with Oblivion. I got the Game of the Year edition that had both
Funny
the
you
expansions.
should mention that. I did that, too.
Well, thank goodness for Steam, because Steam is just the one thing that you can count on. They're amazing, the setup that they have to put stuff on sale every weekend for ridiculously low prices. Oh, that's just so much fun. Really gets you to play games, too, that you might otherwise look at and you're not sure if you're going to like it or something of that sort, and then, boom, goes on sale for $5. And see, how can you turn that down?
I
What else are you going to do with that $5?
When they lowered the price from Portal 2, they lowered it to $19.99 recently. I remember, the day that they halved the price, they then halved it again as, a promotional sale, so it was actually, $10 for a while. Valve is probably the best company when it comes to video games today, just because of all their business practices and stuff like that.
And the fact that their games are ridiculously amazing, and the amount of Easter eggs that they hide in a game is another game in itself.
It's hard to disagree with that. They're definitely amazing at what they do. And that was a lot of speculation that maybe, well, it's still silly speculation, but maybe Half-Life 3 at E3 this year. Who knows?
I don't think we're ever going to see Half-Life 3, because what's the rule? Every time someone calls Gabe fat, it's delayed another month or something?
Well, all I know is that would probably be the biggest news to come out of E3 if that happens this year, because I can't see... I don't know. I'm skeptical about this E3. I think it's going to be just a little weak, is all. I don't think that Microsoft or Sony's going to bring a lot to the table, and Nintendo we'll have something more to say about the Wii U. They'll probably have more launch titles to announce for it.
I have a feeling we will see Paper Mario 3DS at E3, and possibly the new Smash Brothers.
I really feel like the biggest thing coming out of E3 in a while is the 3DS. I feel like that's the biggest thing that's really come across E3 for some time. I always feel like it's just been launch titles, and then Sony trying to, boost out their PSP Vita, which looks like a piece of shit.
Well, honestly, when it comes to handhelds, I have no interest in handhelds whatsoever. I have no time for them. We were talking about this last night, a couple nights ago, and just I have no time. Even when I'm just traveling on a train to go to work, I'd rather play my Game Boy Color. If anything, bust out freaking Pokemon Red or Blue, or maybe some Harvest Moon. I love me some Harvest Moon.
Oh, Harvest Moon.
Dude, they got gnomes. They live under my tool shed. They're so nice. They grow mushrooms.
It's basically like where I live, just day by day.
In the tundra?
Just day by day in the tundra with the gnomes.
I thought mushrooms didn't grow in barren wastelands.
We call them snowshrooms.
Well, now you know.
That's
Knowledge
kinda
is power.
Okay.
Now you're probably thinking, is he for serious, or is he kidding with me? That's up for you to decide.
No, that's really giving me too much credit that I think that much about you, B, dude. I really think that's going too far here.
I don't have to think that far about the middle of nowhere, Canada.
All right, settle down, children. No need to get hostile in the Skype call.
Let's go, B, dude. I'll throw it out right now.
let's like get back on track. And that new Smash Brothers that they're releasing, what do you guys think of that? That it's going to be like cross-compatible between the Wii U and the 3DS?
What, really?
Really?
Yeah. Like,
Oh,
it's
I
going
haven't
to be
heard
the
anything
same
about that.
game on both systems. Like, they'll be able to interact with each other. Like, you'll be able to
Go on
play with
Wi-Fi?
someone. Yeah, you'll be able to go on Wi-Fi with someone on a Wii U on your 3DS.
Didn't-
So they said last year.
Didn't like PlayStation kind of do the same thing with their PSP and the PS3?
You could, I guess you could use like the PSP as another controller for your PlayStation 3.
But you can never interact with each other.
I have a PSP and a PS3, and I synced them up, and all it did was let me go through the menu with my PSP.
Okay, well, going back to the Super Smash Brothers thing, that sounds revolutionary. Then that sounds freaking amazing. To buy the same game on a different system, is it gonna be cheaper for the 3DS? Then you can get the same game for cheaper, basically.
I
I
have.
hope so.
I hope. I don't know why that would be the case.
The
But
3DS
we'll
wouldn't
just
be
have
able
wait and
to
see.
uphold the same graphics that a Wii U would be able to, though.
It's a fucking 3D console. Why wouldn't it be able to hold the same kind of graphics?
Because a Wii U is a next-gen console?
Yeah, but look at the Wii. That's supposed to be the next gen console. It couldn't support 720i. Is Nintendo really gonna like bust out the super ultimate like Wii U and go as high as they can with the graphics, or are they just gonna go like the low end and just match everybody?
No, they're gonna go. They're going
Yeah,
for it.
Yeah, I think they would go for it. They'd pretty much have to.
Mm.
Well, then,
No, I totally think they are. They're gonna at least match them, but no one has the intention of matching. Everyone pushing as far as they can.
so then that
push it
would bring
real
in
good.
the question of how's the online game like? Wouldn't that generate lag then if you have two different graphics of a different caliber on the same game?
I
Well,
think
we're
that
talking
kind of
about-
depends on how you set up your servers and such, too.
Are we talking about Brawl? Or are we talking about a whole new Smash Brothers game?
whole new Smash Brothers game for the 3DS and Wii U.
They'll figure a way to do it. They'll just sync it. I don't know.
They'll
Somehow.
just plug a
It will
cord.
magically sync, and it will work. And that's
Well,
all you
Magic.
It's either going to stretch the 3DS really far, or it's going to undercut the power of the Wii U. Because
I don't know. 'Cause you can have different graphic settings on different games, right? Because
Yeah.
I know
Yeah.
for EF2 you could run like really high-end graphics, or you could run like 2D.
And plus, the PS3 gives you option from 480i to 1080p. So, I mean, I don't understand. I mean, I guess it's within the capability. And the 3DS looks like a really powerful machine. I played it once, and it looked really good. I mean, it still gave me like cancer, but it was still really good graphics.
I played it once with Street Fighter 4, and it was like I could hardly play it, especially with the 3D all the way up. Oh my god! Because you're just like naturally moving that thing around as you're playing it, and you're playing a fighting game, so you're like shaking it all over, and it goes in and out of focus, and it really just messes with you like crazy. I
Don't
know. Well,
need
I hope they've
drugs.
got- What?
You don't need drugs, you just need to play the 3DS Street Fighter.
Yeah,
it just gives you
want
a
to feel
headache. It doesn't give you any sort of a good kind of feeling. That's for sure.
a great headache.
Honestly, I don't think I've ever played a 3DS with the 3D actually on. I'm just not a fan of like 3D stuff, but I do like Mario games.
I mean,
So
you should
I'm-
at least try it so you can get the experience out of it.
Oh,
but-
I've tried it to see if it works, and it does work, but I just don't really play games with the 3D setting turned up.
I wouldn't either. Cancer sucks.
It just messes with you too much. Even going to movies and seeing a movie in 3D, I'm not really a big fan of. Just it's a little bit more money, and it's probably not worth it. I don't think I've ever been to a 3D movie where I've been blown away at how amazing 3D was that I had to like, oh my god,
Did you
see
ever-
a bunch of movies 3D?
You ever think about going to an IMAX in the 3D?
Oh yeah, I've done that before. I mean,
Yeah, I've done that too.
I've seen Avatar. I saw Avatar in 3D IMAX. and I
That was
didn't think
supposed
it
to
was
be like the best movie to watch at the IMAX in 3D. That was,
Yeah,
like,
I don't know. I didn't think it was anything that special, to be honest with you. I didn't think that movie was all that special to begin with, but that's a completely unrelated story, I suppose.
Halfway
Actually, I
through-
did want to bring something up about that. Like, do you guys feel that graphics are becoming a lot more important than, like, story quality in just movies and games and just things in general?
As an overall like perspective, as a social media thing, I would have to agree. I do think graphics do play a major role in games and how people judge them and how a game looks. But personally, if the graphics interfere with the development of the gameplay and the story, it's not worth it. I'd rather have a shitty-looking game with great gameplay and a story than a shitty game with... I think, didn't we talk about this last time? That
Yeah.
that game...
I think it just has to do with people, they don't seem to have the attention to, pay attention through a story now. So they need all these graphics and pretty colors and everything flying all over the place. They go like, oh, this is fun, let's keep playing this sort of thing.
Yeah, that's true. I had always intended throughout college to write a paper on how playing RPGs and stuff for the Super Nintendo really helped me develop my reading skills, because we had to read all the text. It was on the screen constantly.
No voice acting.
Nowadays, they have voice acting. We had to read everything. You learn so many new words doing that.
I
You're
know.
really engaged in the story, because you're playing freaking RPG, something Final Fantasy. You don't know what half those words mean anyway, but now you do.
I still enjoy voice acting, though. I thought that was the best fucking thing when voice acting came around. I was like, yes! I personally really enjoy it, and I don't mind reading. But if the whole game was in voice acting, I would love it. I would extremely love it.
The
I love
first
the fact-
sentence I ever read was "Your princess is in another castle," and you know what? I'm happy with that.
That's some good memory right there. You should be proud of that, Ujo.
I am.
I do think that voice acting helped a little, not a lot, but a little, in conveying an emotion of a scene more than just simple text on a screen. However, I think that what helped a lot more was having the right composition.
Yeah.
Yeah, that is true. I really liked Final Fantasy X, which was one of the first games I ever played with voice acting in it, and how, because you could name your character whatever name you wanted to give them, they had to refrain from saying the name of the main character throughout the entire game.
Hey,
It's
you.
You, the Guardian, yeah, that guy. It's we don't want to know your name. We don't want to. There should be a little comedic spoof of that where he's going to tell everyone his name and no one wants to know your name. We don't care. we just don't care.
So I have a question for you guys. A lot of us are old school Super Nintendo gamers. If you have a game with voice acting and it has the option, do you keep the subtitles on so you can still read the text?
All the time.
Yeah.
Yes.
It depends, really, for me. Sometimes, not really. I mean, the first time through, I don't. I usually keep the subtitles off. But, I mean, I don't know, man. If they're already on and I start the game, I don't care. I used to be the point where I'd have to have them off, but it's kind of grown to the point where I don't care. I can understand English.
I leave them on for the sole reason of, in case I miss anything, at least I can catch it on the screen reading it, so I know exactly what I need to do, so I'm not going oh crap, what did he say, and then I'm getting lost in more dialogue.
Speaking of dialogue, I have to say that Phantasy Star 4 is the perfect freaking game to play blind, because they have that option to talk and it tells you exactly what to do.
Yeah,
I
that
know,
seems really
right?
helpful. That does seem really useful in the game. It's whoa, what was I doing? I have no idea because there's so many instances where you'll come back to a game that you haven't beaten. It's a really long game, and you're like, ugh, now I just feel like starting over because it's been so long. But if you have a feature like that where you can easily catch up, then
There's a little recap.
Yeah, I remember Pokemon Fire Red had that, actually, where it's when you load your game after you haven't played in a while, it gives you a recap of, the last few things that happened. I wish more games did that.
Mm-hmm. That was actually pretty cool.
Oh, features. They're so amazing.
So I had a question. Now, this is something that I think everyone's had to deal with in life, is there's always a game that you play and none of your other friends play it, and maybe you're surprised by how great of a game it is too, but there's always a game that you wish that your friends would play, and they never do. But it's just the one game that you always plead with people to play, and they just don't do it. Does anyone have a game like that? 'Cause
Silicon Valley.
The Last Remnant.
Silicon Valley is a weird game, though. You gotta admit that.
It's weird, but it's awesome. You have to admit that.
I don't have to
There
admit
are
anything.
decapitated heads.
It's an awesome game, Johnny. Yeah,
It's an
you've
awesome
seen
game.
it. You've
I have
seen it
seen
in its entirety, and you have to admit it is a pretty great game. It's a whole new concept and everything.
It's innovative. It's innovative. I'll say that. That's a good way of putting it. I'll call it innovative. But
That's
there were
what I said.
decapitated heads. It's like went from collecting coins to, all right, now we're collecting severed heads from this mountainside. We need 5 of them so we can salve our satanic ritual, or whatever the hell you're doing.
I think they were trying to scan their brains or something. I don't know.
Yeah, whatever the hell. Scanners. Great movie. Anyhow. Yeah, because I feel like I've run into that situation so many times in my life, and it's terrible how people will not give games a chance. But at the same time, when they cost as much as $60 when they're brand new, can't really blame them for that. Like Tales of Symphonia is probably like my number one game like that. I bought that entirely on a whim. I had just gotten a new job when that game came out, and I went to the local GameStop, and I tried to get it, and they said that they were sold out. They didn't have many to begin with, and they were sold out of them. So then I got intrigued, because I had just been looking to buy an RPG to begin with, and on like the list of the games that were coming out now, that's like the only one that caught my eye that was an RPG. So I'm like, oh, okay, well, I waited around, and I finally got it, and I'm so glad that I did, because it's kind of become like a bit of a cult classic almost, and so I'm really happy that I got that one.
I actually played Fantasia first before I played that one, so when it came out, I wasn't sure how it was going to work with the 3D and everything, but it blew my mind.
It's amazing.
That was an amazing
I love
game.
The 3D battling. I thought it was a little cheap that they said like you can play it with 4 people, which you could, but the camera just stays focused on like the main guy in the battles, and they're not engaging in the story otherwise. So unless you have like I think I had a friend play it with me one time, and he was playing Genius, who's the magic user in the game, and so he would just not even move his character because the camera wouldn't even follow him around, and he just moved the control stick, like the C stick on the GameCube, to automatically cast spells, and that was it. And I think he might as well have just been doing something else and then like kicking the control stick with his foot every now and again to cast a spell. But it was an attempt. Got to give him a golf clap, maybe a golf clap.
It's the problem with at least older RPGs like Final Fantasy or whatever. It's hard to get like the multiplayer to really flow because you pretty much just have people help you in the battle, and usually they don't even know what you're doing. So you're basically telling them what to do. So they're like, "Oh, okay," and then they just watch as the story goes while you're controlling where you're going, and then you get into another battle and you tell them what to do, and it's like, wow, this is fun.
Yeah, I'm really bored. The macro setup that they got in Phantasy Star 4 looks really cool, because then it's just, boom, setup, most basic setup I need. Makes level grinding definitely a lot easier, I would imagine.
I don't know, I didn't have to do it.
I love that Mac. Shut up, B-dude. I love that Mac system.
The thing about multiplayer is a game, the Mario Galaxy games actually have some pretty weak multiplayer. I think one guy controls Mario where the other guy kind of just controls a cursor on screen.
Yeah, but it's a Mario game. So even New Super Mario Brothers Wii, wow, that was just like, I've never been more pissed off at people playing that game for the first time.
Oh my
that game
God.
just that drives people to hate each other more so than even like Mario Party does. Like Mario Party always ends in throwing controllers and hating people for days on end.
Yeah,
but New Super Mario Brothers Wii put that to a whole new level. And it's like, oh,
we're supposed to work together. You were supposed to be the chosen one.
Yeah, we're the
supposed to work
chosen one.
together.
Man.
Stop
Yeah,
throwing
we're
me
the
off the
chosen
cliff.
Stop throwing me off the
That's why me and the wife were playing Mario Party 1 today. Made it to about 5 rounds left, and I was like, you guys want to quit? And she's like, yeah, I'm done. I was like, me too. We looked at her. She was the only one with a star. She's like, I win. Good. Don't have to get mad at each other because we're not done yet.
Oh, yeah, that I've got to imagine that game causes divorces, ruin more relationships than you would think. And then Mario Party 9 came out, and I got to say, I was really hyped to play that, and oh God, it was just so terrible. I wanted to throw up. I think I threw up a little on a small child that left of me.
Brought people together through their hatred for it.
No, it was just weird, the whole setup that they had, where you were in a car with the 3 other people, and so then like one person would roll, and another person would roll, and I was supposed to like speed it up, but at the same time I felt like everybody wins, because they're all working together kind of, but at the same time you're not, because whoever has the most star bits at the end, I think they were star bits, they didn't have actual stars in the game, so it was, I don't know, it was like everyone have fun, everyone's a winner, yay! It's like when you play musical chairs with one chair too many, everyone has a good time.
They're ruining the fun in competitive gaming. It's like how now at Little Leagues and stuff, everyone gets a trophy, not the best of the best.
Well, I think everyone got a trophy on my Little League team as well, but I don't know. I think there is a level, like, for children's games, that not too much competitiveness, kids just can't take it.
They have to learn somehow.
Well, they will. Well, I'm sure, but I don't know, it doesn't seem like it's there in games now. But
Yeah?
because
Do you have a, your alpha charger, to use?
I'm using it, girl.
When you get done.
There's one behind the computer in the other room.
Alright, thank you. Okay. Ow.
that was adorable.
Aww.
I don't know what just happened.
That was my cousin.
You want to apologize to the audience now, Dilly?
I'm not apologizing for anything. She's a cute little girl. You bask in the adorableness of her voice.
You wasted 4 minutes of everybody's time.
I'm not wasting anybody's time. They all loved it. Stop being a hater, Genray. Go get some Slurpees or something.
Haters gonna hate.
I'll have some pretzels again, Ray.
Speaking of wasting my time, goddamn Metroid. Such a hard game.
Dude, I told you, you're playing the wrong game. You gotta step it up to the Super Nintendo.
Don't talk to me about stepping up, boy.
Well, let's have a step off then.
Alright, we're gonna step off. Alright.
Stomp the yard and...
So what did you do? I danced back. And now what? It's on. We go tomorrow and tell him that it's off. It was never on.
No. Isn't that the one where Butters, kills everyone with his shoes or something, and he wasn't allowed to dance?
Well, your husband got served. It's mostly here, and in the pelvic region.
That was such a good episode.
Oh, I love me some South Park. Anyhow, though, video games. Right, that's what we're talking about.
Actually, I have a better question for y'all.
That's why we're here.
I have a much better question. What is your zombie escape plan for the zombie apocalypse?
Were we talking about this before?
For religious reasons, I cannot get into that, but I would be perfectly fine. Let's just leave it at that.
You don't have an escape? Wait, because of religious?
I think he made a deal with the devil.
Yeah,
I'm just gonna get a bunch of Twinkies and a bunch of shotgun shells and see what happens. I don't really care, you know.
The apocalypse isn't brought on by the devil, and what if it's like a virus? It's just like in 28 days later, and it's like a mass.
I'm still fine.
He is still fine. He coughs up blood on a regular basis. He's doing great.
Again,
He'll be
I'm not
just fine,
sure
everyone.
if my blood yet. I have to wait and see if it happens again.
Did you take a paper clip, heat it up and stick it in the blood to see if it was yours?
How does that make sense? I'm not even gonna ask.
That makes every sense in the world, all right? John Carpenter and Kurt Russell know everything about the thing.
Oddly enough, the Kurt Russell movie, not the first one.
Well, yeah, the thing from space or outer space.
It was a remake. I didn't know the one with Kurt Russell was a remake of the original.
Yeah, I don't know. I was asked, a buddy of mine wanted me to watch the original one with him, and I'm like, I don't know. It seems so old. I don't think I'd be able to get into it. I can't, I'm not a big fan of old movies. 1950s is too old for me.
And plus, the Kurt Russell one is good enough to be watched over and over again.
Oh, it's amazing. It's my favorite horror movie of all time, by far.
I never watched that movie because I thought it was too scary, and then I watched it. And I was like, oh, it's got Kurt Russell. Oh my god, it was amazing.
There you go. Best video game movie of all time.
What? Tell me about that. I didn't know there was a game.
That's not a movie. That's the question.
Oh, best.
We didn't even answer the last question. What's everyone's zombie escape plan?
Oh, well, that was a boring question.
No,
okay.
I mean, come on. what would you do? I guess I would have to go and find a gun, and find me a dog, live life on the edge.
See, exciting. Very
I
exciting.
have a crap ton of knives. Not too bad with my hand-to-hand combat. Go till I find something that will be good enough for long range, but I'm not too worried.
I just walk my ass over to Dylan's house. I'll be fine.
I'll go to Dilly's house in case of a zombie attack. There you go. That's the
Sounds
plan.
like a good plan.
Y'all are always welcome.
I have a gunblade. I'm alright.
You have a gun blade.
Got a gunblade.
Fucking squall over here.
The most useful of all Final Fantasy weapons ever to be made.
I'll just build up my break limit and take them all out.
You better work on drawing some magic while you're at it. It could take days.
Not enough. I need a lot of Phoenix Downs.
I Hey,
Board
100
ourselves up
tornado
in the
spells.
Board ourselves up in your house and play triple triad until this whole thing's over with.
I won an Ifrit card. Yay!
Oh god, I hate that game so much. So, favorite video game movie all time?
Does it have to
Fighter,
be a
The
movie?
Legend of Chun-Li.
No,
Or can
not
there
that
be?
one.
Does it have
Can
to
there
be?
be an anime series of it?
Does it have to be a movie then a video game, or a video game then a movie?
Yeah, that's what I was gonna ask.
That's a good question. I guess it could be either or. What are some examples of that, though?
Resident Evil.
All right.
It was a video game then a movie.
Silent Hill.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, most of them are video games and movies. It would be weird for it to be a movie. than a
What
video
about like
game.
Batman, Superman, Spider-Man? Like all the big heroes were comics.
Yeah,
and-
those are superheroes from comics that have been around for 50-plus years.
Well, you're fucking asking me. Well, okay, like every Disney movie then has been turned into a game.
Yeah, just about.
What do you mean? No, I think every Disney movie has been turned into a game. Like,
All right. Okay, we'll rephrase. Favorite movie that was adapted into a video game?
Favorite movie that was adapted into a video game?
Yeah.
Well, that's...
Lord of the Rings.
Have there been that great of Lord of the Rings games? I don't know if
Oh,
there
there's
really
actually one that had a really good RPG standpoint to it for the GameCube.
Yeah,
I
the
forget what
Third
that one
Age.
called.
Battle for Middle Earth. No, Middle Age. Yeah, you're right.
Like it was like a hack and slasher.
have. But what about the Lord of the Rings for the Super Nintendo? Yay! No one knows that one.
No. Again, Johnny, you're in the dark here.
I'm
Oh,
always
no,
in the dark.
we're in the dark. He's in the light. That's
No, he's in the dark because we're in the light because you don't know what the hell he's talking about.
Well, that's not my fault. You're not familiar with the 16-bit era of terrible video gaming. You gotta go play some Captain Novolin, Rex
Oh.
Ronan, Experimental
I dare
Search.
you. I dare you to go play that right now.
No, I'm done with that. Thank you very much.
Yeah, he's got Diablo 3 to play.
He's
You know
gonna
how
help
I'm
me
gonna
out one day.
Question, Johnny? The Mario movie. There you go.
I was just looking at the Mario movie earlier today, and that's a pretty bad movie. Pretty bad. You know what? I really wanted to like the Street Fighter movie, the original one, not The Legend of Chun-Li. Damn it!
I like
But that movie's really
That's
that
the
movie's
fact
really
that-
hard to watch too.
Was that with Jean-Claude Van Damme?
Yeah, good old Jean-Claude Van Damme. And that's why I wanted to like it so much, because I grew up with all those Jean-Claude Van Damme movies, but it's just so bad.
It's just so bad. I can't.
It's just so bad.
They made a Mortal Kombat movie, didn't they?
Yeah, they did.
Yeah.
That was a good movie.
Actually, the first one was pretty good.
Yeah, the first one
Pretty solid
I would probably put that up there on my list. That's really close to the top, if not at the top, is the original Mortal Kombat movie, because they did a great job with what they had to work with. And I mean, come on, it's Johnny Cage.
What do you guys
What's
think
not to love?
about the first Resident Evil movie then?
The first Resident Evil movie was awesome. That was a great movie too. And I had not even barely played a Resident Evil game at that point. Like I think I had picked one up over at a friend's house maybe, very briefly, but I knew nothing about Resident Evil then, and I thought that was an awesome movie.
I've played
The other
all
ones-
three before I hit 12. I had a very scary childhood.
Apparently.
Question for all you big Final Fantasy guys. Does a Final Fantasy movie have anything to do with the games at all?
Advent Children.
Spirits Within? No.
No, I was watching it thinking,
God.
what am I watching?
Spirits Within was weird, yeah. That was just, what the shit is this? My
Those are
God.
if you accepted it for what it was, if you just forgot that it was Final Fantasy, it was a pretty good movie.
Yeah, it might have been alright if it didn't have the Final Fantasy name tied to it. You're right.
But
Spirits Within. That was it. Good movie.
Yeah. Advent Children, I thought was pretty good.
I thought it was
enjoyed
I really thought it was mediocre.
for a Final Fantasy VII, it was okay.
I mean, especially especially because they made the length of the Sephiroth fight the length of the song. One Winged Angel. I thought that was pretty shitty. Like it was a final battle and it was like 4.5 minutes long.
It was just fun to see. It was just fun to see everyone in like 3D animated look. That's all that mattered to me, really.
The thing that bothered me is that it was pretty much a fanboy movie.
Yeah,
It was like they took a box of stuff and was like, oh, here's this fanboy idea. We'll put that in there. We'll put this in there. We'll put that in there. And they just
Massive.
they have all these ideas. They have to get from one thing to another, and it went all over the place. It was here, and then Bahamut.
Yeah.
Yep.
Why?
Yeah,
Why?
it really
'Cause
was. Yeah.
everybody wants to see Cloud cut Bahamut in half.
Mm-hmm.
No,
And then
no,
that was
no.
like the downfall of Reno too. Like, Reno, kind of a badass in the original Final Fantasy VII, and then Advent Children made him this ridiculous comic relief. And now every time I've seen someone dressed up as Reno at a convention, they're always some gay guy. I don't know why, but they are. There's always a really flamboyant Reno at every convention I've been to for the past 3 years.
Maybe it's just you, Johnny. Maybe you just know how to look for all the flamboyant people.
They just come on to me because I'm so damn awesome. I'm the Johnny Cage.
They don't know that. They just see some big hairy gorilla standing there with sunglasses.
I'll take Big Hairy Gorilla. That's good. I'll take that. That's fine.
That's
Because
why
I'm not
we're so.
retarded this week. You southern piece of crap.
Big hairy gorilla with his sunglasses and his bandana, signing
Oh,
people's
yeah.
Yu-Gi-Oh cards, going, "I'm Bandit Keith."
Just because I get drunk at the convention with Dr. Roxo and wander into the gaming room signing people's Yu-Gi-Oh cards as Bandit Keith doesn't mean I'm a bad person. It was a great moment in time, I'll tell you that much.
I wish I would have been there.
I enjoyed myself so much.
Oh, wow.
I'm
Oh.
Bandit Keith. Give me your Yu-Gi-Oh card.
And then to wander into the game room and play Zelda on the CDI. Oh my god. That was an experience.
Woo!
What's a CDI?
CDI.
Yeah,
What's a CDI, you ask? Well, let me tell you. The Philips CDI was... I don't know when it came out.
Such a good...
It sounded promising, though.
Yeah.
Promising.
92, I think.
92. Well, they made 3 Zelda games for the CDI, and they're all really, really bad. Just look it up
Completely
on YouTube.
unlicensed and non-canon, by the way.
Well, they're. I wouldn't say unlicensed, but definitely not canon.
They're canon. They're all canon.
They got canned.
They're more like they're all canoned. Oh, yeah.
Just the canon? You mean like they're all just a bunch of butt plugs?
On the plus side, you did actually get to play as Zelda in one of them.
Yeah, you did. I think that's the most rare of the
Actually,
3.
2 of them. Yeah.
Why is that a good thing?
Because you get to play as Zelda and
Zelda?
something.
The Legend of Zelda, and you actually got to play as her for one of them.
You could play Legend of Zelda and
Two of
Brawl
them.
and frickin' in Smash Brothers. And why? That's all I need is to be a
I
badass.
am the Legend of Zelda.
Yeah, I am the Zelda. What are you?
I usually play as Link in Smash Bros.
Let's not get
They're-
started on Smash Bros. Okay.
Okay,
They're
okay.
all also horribly expensive. All of them.
Yeah.
I
And you
don't know.
gotta get a CDI that works on top of that, which is a feat in itself.
Is it
1 and 3.
a video game system?
Yes.
Yeah.
What is this? What does CDI stand for?
CDI.
Compact disc interactive.
Sorry. It was made by Philips. All right, that's all you need to know.
Is that what? I mean, so like, how was the gameplay then? Was it like an RPG or did you?
Horrible.
Go watch the Angry
Platform.
Video Game Nerd. He did a trilogy on the game. He will tell you everything you need to know about him.
Plug.
Or you could watch any YouTube poop. That'll tell you more than you need to know about
That's
it.
also true. Yeah.
I just type in CDI Zelda and just watch my life disappear.
Yes.
Pretty much.
Okay.
That
I'll
would
do
do
that.
it.
It's quicker than playing it, though.
I know. Well, obviously. How am I
It's a
gonna?
lot cheaper.
How am I
Like
gonna find a
hundreds of
CDI?
dollars.
I bet they have them on eBay.
They're gonna find one that works.
Yeah, find one that works on eBay.
That sounds pretty rare. I don't think I can do that. It's like finding a Charizard Pokemon card first edition. Shut your mouth.
I actually have
Shut
one
your
of those.
mouth. Shut your filthy, dirty Canadian mouth.
I got one of those.
It's not, oh my god, is it just Canada? Did they just hand them out in Canada? Like it's a free thing? Like, oh, here, welcome to Canada. It's a first edition Charizard card. Like, what the fuck?
I'm actually looking at mine right now, getting out my Pokemon book with all my original 151 Pokemon cards.
No,
Yeah,
seriously.
there's
You
my
have
first
them?
edition Charizard.
Shut up.
I got one of those like Japanese Mew ones too.
I have an actual Mew, like an English Mew. Let's look. Is he still in here? Oh, hey, there's Digimon cards in here, too.
Well,
I
that's just bad organization.
understood Digimon cards. I collected them, but I had no clue.
Oh, hell, you know how it is. You're 4, you have cards, you buy them. But yeah, see, I have... Oh, my Mew is first edition, too. Awesome.
Yeah, but I actually understood how to duel with the Pokemon cards, and or dueling with the Yu-Gi-Oh cards. Like that was the funnest shit ever. But like, I never understood the Digimon battle system. Like they had a dueling system, right? If I recall
Yeah.
correctly. Yeah. How does it work? Do you remember? Did you ever figure it out?
I'm not sure.
Yes.
I don't really
Like the
care.
Matrix.
Just kind of. Oh, I had a Machine Dramon card. That's awesome.
Did you guys ever play Yu-Gi-Oh? The
Yes.
building card game?
The card game?
The card.
Oh, I have. I'd whoop your ass in Yu-Gi-Oh, dude.
Let's not brag. I just want to talk about it.
I am bragging. I'd whoop your ass.
I played it. I played one of them. I think it was World Championship 2004 for the Game Boy Advance.
I meant like
And-
the actual cards.
No, screw that.
Why?
And because you're paying money for pieces of card.
But didn't
Oh,
you,
you'll sign them, but you won't play the game.
didn't you
Yeah.
play Magic?
You hypocrite!
Did you
Yeah,
play,
I did play Magic. I
Yeah.
did play Magic.
Yeah, you fucking hypocrite. What do you fucking mean?
I didn't put much money into Magic. I guarantee you I did not put much money into Magic. All right. It was fun while it lasted. I played it with a bunch of people in school, and that was it.
Yeah,
No,
that's
it's
all I
pretty
told
much
you. But I did go to the Walmart tournament once a month. That was fun.
the Walmart tournament. You southern piece of crap.
I wasn't in Mississippi. I was in California. Quit
Don't
stereotyping.
you lie to us.
Californication.
Although you did get a consolation relinquished card. Remember that Pegasus? The
Relinquished.
Pegasus?
I
Yeah.
have like a deck based around him. I know all about him. Yeah.
Yeah, well, I have a deck of him. I went to the tournament so many times.
You're limited to 3 of the card. In some
So-
cases, not even that. Just throwing it.
He just meant that he has a lot of them.
I got a lot of fucking relinquished cards. I mean, not anymore. I gave away all my Pokemon cards, all my Yu-Gi-Oh cards, and I kept the Blastoise, Ivysaur, Dragonite, Charizard, and my Chop cards, and that was it. That's all I have.
Really?
I have all the first, like, 151 Pokemon. I have a card of each of them. Oh, I'm missing Nidoking. Fuck. I'm gonna have to buy that on eBay. Just finish my collection.
Dude, you're full of shit. You know,
I used to play the Star Wars trading card game back in 1997 when...
what does that mean?
Yeah, I know, right? You don't even know what that's all about. Oh, that was the shit in 5th grade. Oh my god. Dude, everyone was playing that. They had just re-released the special editions in theaters, so everyone was going to see Star Wars in theaters, and it was like the biggest thing in my school, in my class, was Star Wars. That's how I know everything that I know about Star Wars now, and we were just collecting those cards like crazy, and we held on to them for far too long, and now they're worth like nothing. But we still got them.
Hold on to them for a bit
Anyone
longer.
out there in YouTube land that wants a rare, near mint condition Luke Skywalker and Han Solo, the highest offer, you know, I'll take it.
Who's got 2 thumbs and wants that? This guy
Yeah.
right here. I'll take it.
They used to go for $60 a pop at one point, but that was.
And then they
1997.
realized, oh, this shit sucks, and they moved on to 5.
Maybe some Star Wars collector will want them one day. They'll give them to him for like a bag of Cracker Jacks or something.
One day when you're out in the streets and starving, I'll treat you this for that cracker. Deal.
Yeah, it's-
Oh no,
Yay.
don't feed
Sounds
the
about right.
animals. Don't feed the animals.
Probably eat the cards. You know.
Do you have a
Now I
wedge?
have Han's power. I don't have a wedge. I think I did have a wedge. I've got a Jack Porkins. Oh yeah.
I will buy that card from you, Johnny. $5. I am serious.
Dude, that's my favorite card ever. How did that guy fit into the X-Wing? I don't know. We had to lube him up good to get him in there.
I love how he's in the movie for maybe like 2 minutes, and he's like the most memorable character.
Stay on target.
Just because his name is Porkins.
He doesn't look qualified to be flying an X-Wing. Is probably more so than anything.
They were
but
rebels. It's not like they had
They
like
were rebels.
an
Anyone could
initiation, you know, to be a rebel. Oh, you want to fight the Empire? Oh, come on board.
His conditioning was questionable.
Quite
Yeah.
poor, as we say.
It'd be Wedge. Wedge made it out of freaking the first attack on the Death Star, the Battle of Hoth, and the final attack on the Death Star in Return of the Jedi. That guy knew what he was doing, man. He might as well have just like damaged his own ship and gotten the hell out of there. And like, I'm going to be in this trilogy whether you like it or not. Damn it.
Well, his name wasn't Porkins, so obviously he's going to stick around. He can't.
Yeah.
But he did end up in a whole bunch of Final Fantasy games.
Yeah, they do have Wigs and Biggs and Wedge in like everyone, don't they? Just like they have Sid in every Final Fantasy game.
I know he was.
Sometimes Biggs is Vix, though.
I know Wedge
Yeah,
was a badass blitzball player in Final Fantasy X. Like that was the mother to have was Wedge.
Wedge.
And
Yeah,
then
I played.
yeah.
My god, I played so many hours of Blitzball. Blitzball was my favorite like major mini game in any of the Final Fantasies.
I
It must-
swear, if they'd have made a standalone Blitzball game with like just more teams and more league options and stuff, I'd have bought that.
Yeah, I probably would have too. Yeah.
You know, like I'm gonna say a good port. Like, did playing Blitzball go towards your total hours of the game?
I would imagine so. I hope so, because I probably put like 30 hours into it.
Yeah, at least like that, and that's what it takes to get Walker's ultimate weapon. But still, though, like the game, a Blitzball sucked up my life. I remember playing Final Fantasy X for the first time, and then like right after the Sin Attack, where the Albed try the Machina, you know, and you get to use what's that dude's name? Seymour. You get to use him.
Operation Mihan, man.
Yeah,
Yeah.
right after that, I played Blitzball for like a week. I just randomly just played it. I was like, I can't stop playing this stupid Blitzball. I need to get on with the storyline. Nope. No, I don't.
Nope. That was the first name of a band that I made in the Guitar Hero, because I thought it was so brutal, because it was, you know, a mission where a bunch of people got slaughtered relentlessly. Like, it'll be called Operation Mihan. It'll be so evil.
That was where the game took a dark turn. You had to go back to Blitzball after that for a while.
Well, you knew it wasn't going to work. They had been saying the whole time that Machina wasn't going to work against them. Go figure, it doesn't fucking work.
Yeah, but I can
Just let them try. They'll be
Yeah.
okay.
I feel like they did get close, though, you know. And like I feel like if you could have summoned like a couple Aeons to keep Sin busy, maybe his shield would have weakened and the beams would have went through and pierced him, you know.
That's true. I don't know. I feel like the game... Whenever I get to the Thunder Plains, for some reason, I always feel like stopping playing the game. I just really don't like the Thunder Plains. It's just annoying and not very pleasant.
Especially since trying to get the Venus sigil or whatever, you had to dodge 200 lightning bolts.
Yeah, that's ridiculous.
I thought it was 100.
No, it's 200.
Is it really 200?
Yes, it's 200.
I need to throw my controller just for you confirming that. Later. You want to talk about throwing controller.
All right. Quick question about Blitzball. How many of you people stuck with the original Oryx team?
I only traded out one person for Brother.
Yeah, Brother was really good.
Brother was
I thought Kipo was a solid goalie. I think I stuck with him the whole time through.
I stuck with the original Aurochs, except I traded one out for Brother because he has the most speed. You can't beat him. Like at one point in the game, I would like rate the Blitzball to where I'd score a point and just have fucking Brother just running by around the circle the whole time, like a bunch of herd of chickens just going around in a circle.
Yeah, I didn't even care much about defense, so I might have kept Josu, and, well, Letty kind of sucked. I remember Josu being pretty good, though.
The black guy?
Weren't they both black? I don't know. Whole team was Pacific Islanders. Who knows?
What about black?
One dude was black, the other guy, Bada, I think, had like red hair and tape on his nose.
There was that guy, yeah. And they tried to get good with Dato. I tried to make him as like good of an offensive guy as I could, but he was tough to use. I think I switched him out.
Yeah, you need to get a shot for him like immediately because he needs to grow because he gets ridiculous speed, but he has no like defense. He can't keep the ball for anything. So you need to level him up, let him get a ton of speed, and then he'll just outrun everybody. And Letty is like the greatest passer in the game.
Yeah, I mean the RX was a solid team except for there's one of those fuckers I gave away for Brother. I really don't remember. It's been a long time.
Player of the Xeno games.
Like, I had trouble putting Waka on the team, because I'm like, who do I get rid of?
Yeah, I don't know. I thought Waka would be better than he was when I first got him. It's like, yes, we got Waka.
I didn't.
No, I'm still... Well, the first time I played that game, I was so, like, I just used Titus for everything. Like, that guy had a ridiculous level compared to the other people on my team. And then a couple, like, seasons in, I was so able to... take shots from half court, and they would go in no problem.
You just run up there, jack shot two. All three of those defenders are out of the picture.
Oh god, talk about an overpowered move. That's not an actual move.
Talk about an Auron for Blitzball. Auron. What a great character, Auron.
Great Final Fantasy characters. Best Final Fantasy character in any Final Fantasy.
Auron?
I don't know. I'm kind of throwing it out there.
Oh.
Bannon?
Okay. I haven't played all Final Fantasies. I can't, say much. And I don't think it's Cloud.
Shadow?
Definitely.
Oh, from 6?
Yeah. He was just cool. Or Sabin. He fucking suplexed the train. Come on. What's not to love?
Well, if you start from 4 on, because the first 3 just have this 4 standard generic idiot character. Well, except for 2. Nobody likes 2.
Yeah, that's true. 2's very peculiar.
Like, 4's best character was probably Edge. Why? Because he was a ninja. No reason other than he was a ninja.
That's about where it ended, though.
Yeah, I didn't really like a lot. I didn't get behind a lot of people in 4. I mean, I really wanted to like Yang, but I could never get into him. And Iridia was all right, but I don't know.
Sexiest 8-bit character there was. 16, sorry. 16? 8? I can't even remember right now.
You're in the 16-bit era by then.
Did you guys ever play 12?
Yes.
Yeah, I love it. That game is one of those games I played like 3/4 of it. I can't remember a damn thing that happened in that game.
I really liked pretty much all the characters except for like Vaughn and Pinello, because I always liked they had a lot of class. You know, like Balthier and Fran and Bosch. Like they all had such like good like character. They all had such good, like good speaking voices, and they're always like so well mannered and disciplined. I just really liked it.
Yeah, I didn't like Vaughn one bit. He was really annoying.
He was the whiny bitch too much.
I just felt like the whole way they had that like set up was they're trying to do a job system with it, but if you level grind it too much, you could make anyone have any job at any time.
Actually, I think levels in that game are obsolete. There's the only thing levels ever gave you was like HP. Like that was the most significant thing out of leveling was HP.
Yeah, because it was all about that license board.
Yeah, I mean the license board in where the gambits, that was the power of Final Fantasy 12. That's where all the combat was, you know, and then the weapons. You know, the weapons and the gambits and the license really made that game what it is.
Yeah. Well, I know H.C. Bailey's going to start playing it pretty soon, and I'm really interested to actually pick it up from there, because I think that will be about as far as I'll go in that completing that game. I actually sold it. I used to have it, and then I sold it, but I still have the strategy guide, so I kind of regret selling it a little bit. But
what, 12?
Yeah.
Dude, the strategy guide was thick.
Yeah, it's huge. It's like 300 pages. It's a big one.
Ridiculous. I did like how it had the pull-out, openable license board on like a poster.
Oh, yeah, like the map. That was awesome. I remember that.
All right. Well, I guess we're bringing things to an end. So, anyone's last thoughts? What do you want to see? One last thought. What do you want to see at E3, if anything at all?
Infamous 3.
Infamous 3.
Pikmin 3.
Else? Pikmin 3. I think we'll see Pikmin 3, probably.
Yeah, it's pretty much confirmed Pikmin 3 is going to be there. Not counting that, I'm really interested in seeing the Paper Mario for the 3DS.
I just want to have my mind blown.
Is FromSoft going to be there?
I don't know. I don't know who's going to be there, but we'll
if there's another Dark Souls announcement, like another game, like an official announcement, I think I would pee myself.
Yeah, that seems not very likely this early, but E3 is full of surprises. So
I mean, why not? Why not just come out and be like, oh hey, we're gonna make another Dark Souls game. Have fun.
I don't know. I guess they could. We have every intention to, but you might not see it for another decade.
All right. Well, this is Dilly DB signing off.
Yeah, thanks everybody for joining us for our
Bye.
hour-long nonsense ramblings.
We shall see you guys later.